Now, I saw this question from Anthony D. Doc, why you think George Jackson chose that day to unleash the dragon? From what I understand about the story, it may not have been the day he chose. The day may have chosen him. But which so let me answer this, and then you let me because when I read the Who Killed the George Jackson book recently, it blew my mind in many ways. And one of the ways it did that is that it suggests that what happened on August 21st, 1971 was a creation of the state and not of George. And in which case, now having read at least a portion of your book, where you're saying that that day came a year after the first filing of that Price Act document, makes what's written back then about in the Who Killed book look a little more accurate. So that's where I'm at with an answer to this question and why I highlighted it to keep it. What do you think?
Yeah. Agree with everything you just said. Folks should read the book. It's been out of print for a while. I've been meaning to, I need to scan it and just, make it available. People need to read that book. I only get it because I work at an academic institution and I can get it via interlibrary loan.
Right.
We don't even have it at my library. Anyway, there's an intelligence component to all of this. Part of what I think has happened historically is that George's assassination, I think, was an experiment, and I think it made the state very vulnerable. In that, it's very hard to keep secrets in prison. So the piece I came out with recently in Radical History Review, Targeting Revolutionaries, gives this list of people who it is believed were assassinated because of their role in the radical prison movement. George and Jonathan are among them, but there's others. George is the only one on the list who was killed in prison. The rest of the people on the list died under mysterious circumstances shortly after they left prison. Okay. And I think that's because they learned from George that, it's too messy. You can't, when you read all of the contradictions of the story, it's insane. So my theory is that, because this is an intelligence strategy, is to flood. So if the story cannot be contained, if the story cannot be kept secret, you flood the public with a glut of misinformation so that the truth cannot be discerned from falsehood. So I think that's what happened in this context. Certain things are clear. George was planning to escape, and the state was planning to take him out. I think that those two facts are beyond sort of debate, or I don't know. I think those two, it's pretty clear that those two things are true. That specific day is mired in so much misinformation and confusion, but also just the imperfection of different perspectives. Nobody got a bird's eye view of everything. So yeah, that's the answer to my question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think the fact that we don't know is by design. We know that something was up, but we don't know what it was, because I think we've been flooded with so much misinformation so that we can't nail down the official story. But Who Killed George Jackson does the best job that I've seen of sussing that out. And then there's also the book Road to Hell about Stephen Bingham, which has a lot of good info in it.